The US dollar has been performing poorly in 2025. Is this trend going to continue? Well, let's take a look at the seasonals and the technicals together. So if we go back and take a look at the US dollar relative to world currencies from 1990 to 2024, we can see here on average that the US dollar tends to perform poorly in the month of July. Not by a lot, but it is negative. Now we're going to go back and take a look here. The average is negative 0.4% and the median is negative 0.1%. So the average is higher, which means that some large numbers have really skewed the data. And we can see that here. So last year in July, we did see a negative US dollar, down 1.7%. The year before in 2023, it was down 1%. And we saw a couple positive years here. And in 2020, here we can see that large negative number, down 4% as we had a risk-off rally take place after COVID. We do see a couple other big negatives here overall. But if we take a look, I think the big telling number here is that 46% of the time, US dollar tends to be positive, so slightly under half the time. So overall, on a seasonal basis, the seasonals are not favorable for the US dollar. They're very slightly against the US dollar at this time. This graph compares the performance of the US dollar between Trump's two terms, and including year to date. So the orange line here starts in 2016 and goes to 2017 at the end of the year. And you can see here that what we saw was the US dollar actually performed well coming into the election and then into the new year, so 2018 at the time. And then we saw the US dollar. Now, Trump really talked the US dollar down a lot at the time. We saw the US dollar really not perform well. So in this case, what we saw, a very similar trend actually. We saw the US dollar perform well heading into the election. After the election into 2025, it actually started the year on a positive note here, and then since then we've seen the US dollar head lower once again. If we follow the same pattern, I'm not saying that we're going to, we could see the US dollar head even lower from here at this level. This chart shows the US dollar trading from 2000 to 2025. This gray area is the trading band in that time period, showing the maximum and minimum. This light blue line is 2024, and this line is 2025. What we can see here is, so far, for the US dollar, this is the worst performance since the year 2000. So the US dollar is not performing well so far, and perhaps we do get a little bit of a bounce because it's become so oversold, it's possible. This graph shows the US dollar relative to world currencies. Here we can see that we have been forming a trading band or a consolidation from really 107 relative to world currencies to 100 going all the way across. So this has really been a consolidation that's been taking place. We did see that breakdown that took place earlier this year, and we are well below that level here. This level of 100 has now become resistance. And investors are really following that 100 level very closely. We'd love to see this get back into 100 to 107. I was going to say that it's going to happen, but right now the technicals don't look favorable for the US dollar. So we have a situation where the technicals aren't favorable and the seasonals aren't particularly favorable either. So on average, if you bulk it all up together, right now the outlook for the US dollar in the near term isn't necessarily strong at this time.